All right, my friends, welcome in. It's Winter Wipeout, year 16 through 20 in the Premier League. Let me know if you want this to continue. I'm not going to record another episode until this one comes out and you let me know. Do you want to see us go further in the future, or should we move on to one of the other leagues, like the Scottish Premier League, Serie A, the Bundesliga, all that kind of stuff? So I'd love your thoughts in the comments. Make sure you hit the like button. It really does help the channel and the series when you do that. So, has Watford won another Premier League title? No, my friends, it's Everton. Okay, so we're going to go back and just take a look here. Everton, West Ham, Sheffield Wednesday, Leicester, Newcastle are your top five, my friends. And it looks, we'll take a look at the rules, like we have lost another Champions League spot. Liverpool getting relegated. Tottenham and Arsenal are here. Man City. Man United is missing, my friends. Okay. Let's just go back. Okay. All right. So it's 33, 34, 35, 36. Okay. This is year 16. Cardiff wins the Premier League on 74 points. Leicester. Again, Leicester. Look at this. I don't know. I just keep coming back to this. They've done quite the business, even though they've been wiped out a couple times. West Ham finishing third on 69 points. A tight race at the top. Arsenal, Everton, Tottenham, Liverpool, Man City, Man United going down on 34 points. Let's just look at that. Look at that. They have not adapted well. We have finally put a chink in the armor, and then you can tell they came back up, and then they have sunk. They're in 14th. Will they go out of the championship? Crazy times, my friends. Okay, and then we'll go look at each teams and their transfers and what happened and all that kind of stuff. Next season, Arsenal win the league, even though Cardiff got wiped out. They come in second. Maybe they didn't offload everybody just yet. Tottenham, Liverpool going down. Ipswich Town has joined us and survived. The Borough is back. Man City, Chelsea, fascinating. I think this is hilarious and interesting. Arsenal again, 68 points. A very contested Premier League. I think you can argue, right? It's not 93 points. It's not 78 points. 68, 65, 64, 63. Very tight race here. Man United going back down. Derby County going down. Cardiff. Newcastle in third. Leicester in second. And then Leicester winning it again. Wolves. West Ham again in third. Man City, Tottenham, Arsenal. What in the world? And then we've already looked at this one. I need to go change this to pounds. I'll be just 1 second. All right, let's take a look at Cardiff. This is the year they won the league. We're going to go back. So they won the league this season. Next season, they've been wiped out. I realize now you can't see me, right? And sorry, my green screen looks a little bit different with the filter over here. But 10.5 million in, 16 million out. That's not really a drastic change, right? The following season, 8.75 in, 8 million out. So kind of balancing the books, but 35-36. So it makes you wonder, did they have people on contracts? They couldn't get rid of them, something like that. They have a pretty large outflow. 1.7 million in, 39 million out. 4.1 here. 7.75 here. 10.25 here. So it wasn't like one massive sale. Like they sold off some chunks in, 2 to 10 million. Okay. The following season, 600K in with 12 million out. Pretty massive. Again, a 4.3, a 6. I'm probably missing on 1.4. Okay, there you go. There's your 12. And then in this upcoming season, a free in and 11.25K out. So that's what happened with Cardiff. Next, we have Arsenal, who, as you can see, went it back to back and then 8th and 10th. So let's take a look at their transfers starting the 34-35 season, because that's the year after we wiped them out. 14 million in down here, 83 million out. So lots going out. I just want to see if there's any massive, 60 million or something like that. There's a 20 million down here, essentially 4.2, 4, 1.1, 3.6, 29. That's a pretty big one. So a couple big sales of 14 and a quarter. So a couple was that? 14, 20, and 30 million. So 3 big pieces going out, but a bunch of small pieces too. The following season, 27.5 million in and 31.5 million out, kind of balancing the books there. Following season, 0 in, 3 million out. And then the upcoming season, just 2 players leaving on a free. Okay, next we have, Arsenal again, we just looked at that. Leicester again, and they won the league in 35-36, so let's look at 36-37. That's not what I wanted. 36-37. So 37.5 million in, which is a bit surprising, really, when you think about it. But 10.75 of that, 7.25. Okay, this is all before we wiped them out. We wiped them out on July 2nd, 2036. So they brought these in. All of this was before that happened, and then they did nothing. And then after we wiped them out, okay, if you don't count this, they had 6.75 million go out. The following season, 0 in, 16.5 million out. Really just one player though, right? So I think that's a little interesting. So maybe they're winning the league from tactics. You know, they're not overloaded with super expensive talent that somebody else wants to buy or something like that. I just think that's a little interesting. And then you've got Everton here who have won the league, and obviously, I mean, we could wipe them out if we're going to continue the series. We could definitely take a look at that. But I want to show you some of the other interesting ones. Let's start with Liverpool. So we wiped them out in 27-28. They struggled, bounced back in 32-33, and then, so let's start there. Let's look at 32-33 and see what happened. So this is 9.5 in, 3.3 million out. 14.75 million in, 19.5 million out. And then this has got to be after they got relegated. 850K in, 21.5 million out. So players leaving, trying to get back to the Premier League, surely. 3 million in, 4.3 million out. That's more, hey, we're in the championship. That's the level of business that we're doing. And then the following season, 26 million in. So they finally got some investment and 1.7 million out. So it looks like they're reloading until you get here. And then they brought nobody in and they're losing 14.25K. And so, oh man, that cuts deep, right? If you're a Liverpool fan, like me. Wait. Okay, they got promoted back up the following season. Okay. I was like, wait, did they go down? I don't understand. So they were able to earn their way back up. Let's take a look at the current season. So you've got Crystal Palace down here, Bournemouth, Brighton, Cardiff, Huddersfield, Hull, Liverpool, Man United, Middlesbrough, Stoke, Sunderland, welcome back, Swansea. Okay, so let's take a look at Man United, because I think that is probably the biggest shock to me. Is they were struggling. We knew they were on like a downward trajectory, but the fact that I feel like Football Manager really likes Man United, and so that's just what I'm talking about here. But it's obviously gotten really weird after 15 years. So 32-33, let's see what happens, because that's the year they got relegated. So they may have some transfers at the end of that season, obviously going into the next season. So let's go back to that. 10.75 million in, 8.5 out. None of the outs are, in June or anything like that, and neither are the ins. So what happened after that? 13.25 million out, 350K in. That's not the business you're expecting from Manchester United. And then 0 in. Oh my. All frees. Not even from other teams. That's fascinating. Did not pay a penny in transfer fees in 34-35, and they only had 500K go out. 0 in the next season, all frees. 2 of them from other clubs on loan. Oh, they're having to loan players from West Ham and Southampton, and 1.7 million out. The following season, okay, let's go, boys. 30.5 million in, 22.5 of that being in one player, 1.9 million out. 725K in, 225K out. Let's just I'm just curious. 31.15 in the club reputation. They have got more. They've got 377 million pounds, but they've got a regional reputation, and it looks like they are struggling to bring players in. Oh, Liverpool, I didn't check the reputation. Let's take a look. 36-28. They too have got 488 million in the bank that they cannot do anything with. They worked their way back in, and then they got relegated again. Excellent. Oh, man. Those are the ones that are probably the biggest surprise. Now, Chelsea has made a turnaround. This is, to me, also surprising, right? So, like, we saw them get, like, devastated and go down to League One in 27-28, and then they got promoted back in 31-32, they got promoted back and then relegated, and then, okay, one more time, we're back in the Premier League, and now they've kind of rebuilt. They're rebuilding the brand. They're up to 2.5-star reputation. What was that, like 5,000? 47.67. And they've got a war chest of 667 million pounds. So let's go. I just want to look at the 32-33. Okay, 27.5 million in, 1.7 out. Next season, 20.5 in, 2.3 out. Next season, 27 million in, 18.5 out. Season after that, 71 million in, 12.75 out. 44 million in, 28.5 million out. So they've had, 5 consecutive seasons of more coming in than out, and in some cases significantly more coming in than out. Tottenham, 2.5-star, 46.11. They've got, what is that, 294 million in the bank? Not bad. So that once they got relegated, they bounced back, and then, I mean, it's been interesting times if you're a Spurs fan. 32-33, okay, even. 37.5 million in, 35 million out. 57 million in, 25 million out. 30.5 in, 41.5 out. That's a little surprising. 40.5 in, 45.5 out. So again, more out than in. Oh my. 36-37, 12.5 million in, 78 million out, and 69 million of that with 2 players. The following season, 14.25 million in, 24 million out. So despite the fact that they had a bunch of seasons where they had more money going out from sales than they had from purchases or transfers in, they have somehow stayed up and done fairly well. Let's look at Manchester City. The lowest we were able to drive them down is 12th, and they have bounced back. This is going to be, I think, pretty quick. Okay. Fairly even, 45.5 to 48, 72 to 36.5, as you do. 85 million to 31 million the following season, 141 million in to 62 million out, 69 million in, 29 million out, and this coming season thus far, 17.75 million out with nothing in. That is really curious. So Everton has won the league, and I mean, they did get relegated, but they bounced back. They weren't a club that we ever wiped out. They came close. 3rd place was the best that they did before winning the season. So they've kind of kept the national reputation, all that kind of stuff. What I want to look at now, Premier League has dropped to 5th. Let's look at the rules. And this was pointed out in the comments that one of the previous episodes, there were 3 Europa League spots. So, okay, top team, Champions League group stage. Second position is best placed 3rd qualifying phase, so not directly into the group stage. 3rd is Europa League group stage. 4th is Europa League 3rd qualifying round. And 5th is Europa League 2nd qualifying round. So really just 1 guaranteed Champions League spot. And 1 guaranteed, I guess technically probably 2, because if you drop out of the Champions League, you go to the Europa League. That's a bit of a drop-off, lads. Has the money changed? I don't have the save file from earlier. Is this less money than you would expect for winning first? You know, let's actually take a look at that. I think I may have a previous year. I may not have the one at the very beginning, but let's go back and take a look to see what the prize money is. Is it less or more than 28.9 million pounds? I did have it saved, my friends. This is June 26, 2007, the very beginning of the series. It is less money. So as the reputation of the Premier League has dropped to 5th in Europe, the prize money, you like think of the inflation difference, right? Like you've gone from 37.2, you would expect that to be 50 million or something like that in the future, and instead you've gone backwards, not 8 or 9 million pounds. I think that's fascinating. We take a look at top 4 teams go to the group stage. So we've lost 3 automatic group stage spots and that obviously would impact the Europa League. You still have a Europa League group stage spot, but you'd obviously, the teams that drop out of the Champions League have do that as well, right? So we have really damaged the Premier League. I think that's where we're going to end it. If you want to see the stuff in the future, like year 21 through 25, I'm open to doing that. But I think it's just going to, I don't know, maybe it'd be more interesting because you see all kinds of crazy teams. Like, could some of the teams of the championship go down because they're still struggling? But I think we've done enough damage that it's time to move on to another league in another country. So I'd love to know your thoughts in the comments. Either way, do you want to see more? Or if you want to see a country, which specific country would you like to see? Make sure you hit that like button. I hope you've enjoyed the series. I have found it to be fascinating, but that's just me. So again, thanks for being here. We'll see you next time.